When it comes to discussing the worst fan bases in gaming, Assassin's Creed easily makes this list. For this one in particular, it's a problem between the publisher that not only designs and publishes these games, but also the fan base itself. And so, it's similar to a Final Fantasy situation. The people who are Assassin's Creed fans at this point, it seems to be, obviously it has to be casual gamers and whatnot, but Assassin's Creed didn't used to be like that, which is the sad part about the series. Assassin's Creed, when it started out, it was something that was truly new and unique and special. And then it was something where, it just kept getting better, and, they kept improving it from game to game. And that was the case until Assassin's Creed 3 came out. When Assassin's Creed 3 came out, that's when the series went off the rails and it started to go downhill. The last great Assassin's Creed game in the series is Assassin's Creed 4. Everything else after Assassin's Creed 4 has either been complete dog shit or it's just been okay. It was an alright game, such as Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which is what you're seeing on the screen right now. And basically, Ubisoft, the problem with Assassin's Creed, the franchise, is the fact that Ubisoft decided early on to make the series a yearly franchise. And it seems that nothing about that has really changed. And so, the Call of Duty has the same issue as well. But it's like, at this point, if you're still playing the Assassin's Creed games, and if you're still a fan of the series, at this point, you have to be a fucking casual gamer. No hardcore gamer is really going to have any interest in this series anymore at this point. And it's like, I don't understand why Assassin's Creed fans still have any remote interest in this series, because it's gotten to the point where the games really haven't diverged. They don't diverge that much from each other as far as what the games actually are. And, it's like from game to game, you're really doing the same thing over and over again. The exploration is generally the same. They threw in RPG elements starting with Assassin's Creed Unity. And so, those elements are still virtually the same. They have some kind of leveling system generally. They have some kind of thing in some of the games where you can level up your weapons and whatnot. These things are really the same. I mean, they'll give you a skill tree. It's not really that much different from game to game. And so I don't understand why anyone has any remote interest with this franchise anymore. And it's like with Assassin's Creed Origins, which came out last year, it's like, I remember when they announced that game, and this was coming out after the 1 year hiatus where they didn't release any Assassin's Creed games. And, the Assassin's Creed Origins was apparently going to be their big comeback. But then when they showed the game off at E3, you could see that the game was riddled with glitches. You could see the graphical presentation of it wasn't that good. And you could see that the combat was dog shit. And that they were just pretty much ripping off, different elements of other games. And it looked like they were trying to go for almost like a Dark Souls approach without trying to blatantly copy that combat system and that formula. And so it's like, Assassin's Creed really doesn't have it. The series doesn't really have its identity anymore. The identity of the series is that, they just keep milking it from game to game, and they keep trying to make a game for every major, historical setting, every major point in history. They try and make a game out of it. And it's like Assassin's Creed Syndicate was the last game, that I played in this series. It's the last one I had any interest in. And it's like, now I can't even, I can't even look at the series the same anymore, because they just keep, like I said, they just keep milking it. But these fans and whatnot just keep buying these games. They clearly keep buying them because that's why Ubisoft keeps making them, because obviously they're making money. And that's, it's like there's so many, gaming IPs out there that are clearly better than Assassin's Creed at this point. And, these things have a good space between them, a few years worth of space. Some of them have several years between installments and whatnot. Devil May Cry 5, which is coming out early next year, that's coming out 11 years after Devil May Cry 4. And if you want to count the DMC Devil May Cry reboot, which came out a few years ago, that's still a 6-year, period between those games. Another example is Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 7 came out years after Resident Evil 6. But these fucking things, they just keep coming out every year. Every year they come out with a new game for this series. And they're not really, the games aren't a huge improvement over, the last installment from game to game. And, I even read, some articles about, Ubisoft employees and how, they're overworked and whatnot. And it's like the inside of an anthill in their development studio. They're constantly on a time crunch, and they're forced to work overtime to get these games finished. And, among other things that's wrong with, working at this company. And it's like, why anyone would support a series like this at this point just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense from a gameplay perspective. It doesn't make any sense from, a business perspective. It doesn't make any sense. Like, if you're just a fan of gaming and whatnot, why would you continue to support these fucking lazy ass, games? It doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, that's what I got to say about the Assassin's Creed fan base. They're some of the most, brainwashed fans in all of the video game industry, and that's not really a good thing. So, will Assassin's Creed ever end? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But at this point, for me, I'm done with the series. I said fuck it with Assassin's Creed 2 installments ago. And, even from a story perspective, that's another thing. It's like the series, from a story perspective, the series has lost focus. It lost focus when Assassin's Creed 3 came out, with the story and how the assassins or whatever were supposed to get this artifact, which was supposed to save the world. And Ubisoft just found a bullshit way to try and continue the storyline. But it's like none of the story in these games anymore is even worth a damn. It's irrelevant for the most part. The fucked up storyline is just another reason why I jump ship, and it's another reason why there's no reason to be invested with this series anymore. So yeah, that's what I got to say about the Assassin's Creed fan base.